Well, it's the hidden threat in your kitchen. Health experts say gas stoves are emitting invisible pollutants, putting families at risk of developing asthma. They say it's even worse if you already have the condition.
Making me think twice about having a gas top stove.
As a doctor, I think we have a responsibility to speak up on this. Just as doctors spoke up on the dangers of asbestos and of tobacco, we have a responsibility to sound the alarm on the health risks of gas.
Many kitchens in Australia have one, and you probably use it every single day without thinking twice. Tonight, why gas stoves could be causing more harm than you think.
It's both, that increased risk of getting asthma and of worsening existing asthma.
Do you want to fill a saucepan up for me?
Oh, look, it's surprising. I had no idea it was an issue at all.
Melbourne mum Kate Grant lives with her 2 kids, 6-year-old Solomon and Monica, 9, who's asthmatic. They spend a lot of time around the kitchen table.
Especially in winter, we're bundled up in there quite a lot. So mornings, we're, especially on a weekend morning, we're cooking breakfast, making pancakes. But every evening we're definitely in there, at least 40 minutes, I'd say, in the night.
To test exactly what gas stoves are expelling into the air, we brought in Associate Professor Robin Schofield, an atmospheric chemist from the University of Melbourne.
Can't cook without heat. So it does the heat well, but unfortunately it also produces things we don't want.
Yeah.
She sets up an air quality monitor as we fire up the gas. In a moment, the results.
That's a high level of exposure.
Burning gas produces a whole range of air pollutants.
Dr. Kate Charlesworth is a public health physician who's co-authored a report for the Climate Council.
The research has actually shown that a child living with gas cooking in the home faces a comparable risk of asthma to a child living with household cigarette smoke.
Dr. Charlesworth says studies suggest cooking with gas is estimated to be responsible for up to 12% of the childhood asthma burden in Australia.
And it's a completely unnecessary risk when we have clean and safe and cheap alternatives.
Back in Kate's kitchen, invisible pollutants are fast filling the air.
It's starting to go up. Yeah.
The doors are swung open as nitrogen dioxide levels surpass World Health Organization limits.
And with the levels we saw tonight, what could that potentially lead to if you were exposed to that every day?
Well, it's a respiratory irritant, and so if you're sensitive, it could trigger an asthmatic attack.
Monica's got asthma, so it's mild, but it definitely makes me think, there's long-term health implications.
Governments really should step in and help households and help schools to shift from gas appliances to electric appliances, and they could provide incentives or rebates, as has occurred in the ACT. The report also recommends that governments end mandatory gas connections in new residential developments.
If you do have a gas stove, experts say there are ways to reduce the impacts.
For people who can't switch to electric appliances, then you can reduce the risk by using efficient extraction fans and by better ventilation, for example, opening a window in your home.
Yeah, I'll be thinking about it every time I cook, basically, from now on.
The Climate Council report also found gas heaters used in many schools are exposing children to a higher risk of developing asthma.